a gun pointed at you. I'm asking for your money. You think I'm here to rob you?
Wax on, wax off.
If you can fart in front of your girl, you know the relationship's good.
Yes. Your pants are about to come off.
Yeah.
About to come off.
Yeah, they all had peanut allergies, but I thought Smucker's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches really hit the spot. But then when he's like explaining why I might be apprehensive towards him, it's like he acknowledges all these points.
knows.
You know that I got the knife on me. I'm scared, huh?
No.
Sure,
no.
I come out of the shadows.
No.
Anything gonna be Irie.
No.
Hey, I'm Matt.
And I'm Anthony. And this is Doors Open. We got a guest in the house.
Yes, we do.
Byron.
What's going on? How's it going?
Oh, it's
What's going
good.
on, man?
So what's going on with you?
Oh, nothing much, man. You know, just still plowing through that job market. Like, you know, good times, fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun times ahead.
I'm glad you're here to bring the energy up.
I just got back from Colombia.
Yeah, how was that?
Last week? Yeah, it was great. I was in Bogota for 3 weeks with my girlfriend. It was really nice. Just kind of did the whole domestic thing. And it was great. It was a great time.
Did you feel like a husband?
Did I feel like a husband?
Yeah. You
get in that mode.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
wouldn't necessarily.
you said domesticated. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say I felt like a husband, but it felt like, you know, more of like a living together situation, which is where we hope to take it. So like, it was good. Yeah.
Have you farted in front of her?
I mean, that's the real question. If you can fart in front of your girl, you know the relationship's good.
Yeah,
He's smiling.
I mean, we've farted.
So she's farted in front of
Oh,
you.
wow.
Did you suck farts?
I'm not even going to it, but let's just.
Why are you giggling so much?
Because like, there's a funny story behind it, but I don't want to like go into that on air. So
All right. We'll take that off camera.
All right. You won't be all secretive. But it was a good trip.
yeah, it was a good trip. Yeah, it was a really good trip.
What's the flight time like?
The Bogota is only like 4.5 hours, so it's
That's
not bad. No, it's not. It's not bad. And that's a direct flight from Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he said when I was talking to you that it's a little higher in elevation than we went to Cartagena. So you said it's a lot cooler. It's not as hot.
Oh yeah, like Bogota is like 10,000 feet above sea level, so it's like this weather, like we're having now. It's like that, but even a little cooler than that. It rains a lot. It almost rained every day we were there to some degree.
Right.
But it's like really nice because it's basically it's like on a plateau nestled between like the mountains, like in the Andes. I believe it's the Andes. So you know, you're just like the whole city just sits in this plateau, and then it's like encircled by mountains. And the trip I went before, we also went to Bogota, and we went to Mount Montserrat, which is this like church they built up on one of the ridges.
Oh,
it's like
one of
another
the things, yeah.
1,500, 2,000 feet above the city, you know? And like the air gets real thin up there, but like it was cool, like because it was close to Christmas, so they were kind of they had like the nativity set up, and but you can either take like the sky trolleys or whatever they're called, or you take the train, like you have it like not Lookout Mountain, but like in Chattanooga, you know the one they have one of those too, and you take it up there. And
So did you do both?
no, because the train was closed that day.
Oh, well,
we
that
just
sucks.
so they pack you in like sardines into the sky trolley, and you just like, I was just like, you know, I'm afraid of heights. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh shit.
Well, speaking of that, like you're like what 6'1"?
6'2".
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Pump with shoes
6'3" on a
6'2".
good day.
Okay, so you're 6'2", right?
Yeah.
She's like what, 5'1"?
She's like 5'3", 5'4".
Okay. Do you find usually you date girls that are a lot smaller than you?
Not really.
Not really?
No. Like I've dated like girls that were like, I guess ranging the different spectrums of heights or whatever. But like, no, not. I mean, I've never dated a girl who was larger than me. You know, it's hard to find
WNBA player. You never dated a WNBA player?
Yeah. It's like 6'5". No, I haven't. No, but yeah, I mean, like, no, I don't really like have a particular like height preference or anything.
I was just curious. When you're in Colombia, have you noticed that like, do you feel like crammed in there? Like,
no, well, like it's weird.
you know, in Asia,
like,
everything's built for small.
What I've
people.
noticed in Colombia is like all the women, like most of the women, I shouldn't say all the women, but most of the women are like small, or like there's a lot of women I see that I would consider smaller than average for like an American woman, you know? And then a lot of the dudes are actually rather tall, like maybe, you know, a little bit shorter than my height, like Anthony's height, or maybe even up to my height.
We're the same height. So
No, we're not. No, we're not.
I'm tall for Asian. He's short for black.
Yeah. We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
But yeah, like, you know, like, so they're relatively tall, especially compared to the women. But yeah.
Oh, I was just curious, being your size, being a bigger guy, a taller guy, because we have this customer that I've dealt with that he's massive.
Yeah.
And I was asking about fighting.
Yeah.
You know, and he goes, man, I'm not a fighter. He goes, everyone always wants to pick fights with me to prove himself. He goes, I hate it. Do you get that a lot? Like when you go places, because, you know, people are like, oh, look at this guy.
I mean,
I'm tougher than him.
I used to, or I'd had people, like, I'd later find out. Like, I remember one time we were like, I mean, this was years ago when the Village was still at the Dark Horse, and the guys from the Village were still doing shows at the Dark Horse.
Yeah.
And I was there watching a show, and I realized I was like standing in front of this guy who was sitting at the bar, and I was like blocking his view. And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to block your view. I didn't know you were there." He was like, "Oh, it's okay." He's like, I didn't want to say anything because you never know. And I was just like, it kind of made me feel bad because it's just like, I get it, because just like, you don't know me, you don't know, like, I could just be some hothead, but like I'm not. And so it kind of just made me feel bad that he felt that way. He couldn't like be like, "Hey man, you're blocking my view," because I would have just moved out of the way. I just didn't know, you know.
That's weird that he actually outed himself like that too.
I mean, maybe he's had a bad experience before.
But it's just weird that you'd be like, oh, you never know. I thought you were going to beat my ass if I talked to you. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. I've had dudes who want to pick a fight with me who are like a third my size.
Yeah.
And it's just
like some guy wants to fight you in gym class, you powerbomb him? Yeah.
I was like, well, yeah,
that sounds like a personal story.
No, I was like, one time I was like at a gas station in Savannah, and like I'm just like sitting there, like the person I'm with is like in the store, and I'm just like sitting there parked, waiting for them to come out, and I'm just kind of like looking into the store. Like I'm not paying attention to anything. I'm just kind of like looking into the store, and this like truck pulls up, and these dudes get out, and they're like construction workers or whatever, and I'm just kind of like looking, like just generally in the store, kind of just like zoning out, really.
Right.
And this dude walks by, and he keeps like looking over at me and everything, and like he like walks in the store, and then he comes back out. I was like, "Do I know you? So why are you staring at me?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And so like I got pissed, and I was like, go back in the fucking store, get some teeth, something for like your teeth, because he's like missing teeth and shit. I was like, go back in the store, I was like get a toothbrush, blah blah blah.
He was very young then, by the way.
Yeah,
He was very young.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, and, you know, and eventually like it sort of diffused itself. Like I didn't get out of my car to fight this dude, but it's like shit like that would happen relatively often. And it was just like, it's like, I'm just sitting here minding my own business. And like somebody wants to like come pick up. Or that time I was like walking around my neighborhood, and those two guys like confronted me. It was like, it was a bizarre situation. It was like right after the George Floyd stuff happened, you know, and the pandemic's happening, and I'm like walking around my neighborhood.
Trying to get some exercise.
It's at night too. So it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I have my earbuds in. I'm like just listening to music, just walking around. My neighborhood's really safe. And like, as I'm walking past this house, I hear like talking, but I'm not paying any mind because it's like 11 o'clock at night. Like I'm not going to be like,
it's
hey,
not your
neighbor,
concern.
you know, like, yeah. And I'm like, and I keep hearing them go like, hey, hey, hey. And I turn around, and it's this like short little like islander. And he's like, "What's your name?" And he's like, whatever. And it's like, I can tell he's drunk. I can like smell it. And then he's over here, and he's like, "Oh," he's like, "Are you afraid of black people?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, because you can see I'm like, kind of like, this is like a strange situation.
Right.
I'm trying to be cool. You know, I'm just trying to like talk. And he's like, "What, you think I'm going to rob you?" He's like, "Sure, yeah."
Now I'm thinking that.
Well, yeah, he's like, it's like that. And then it's like, he's like, "Sure, yeah, it's 11 o'clock at night." And I step out of the shadows, and like, he's like explaining why I would be
I've got a
apprehensive.
gun pointed at you. I'm asking for your money. You think I'm here to rob you?
And he's saying this stuff, and you know, and he's kind of like getting that like cocky where he's like, you know, doing that type of shit. And I'm like, oh man. I'm like, I just want to fucking walk. Like, I'm not trying to get into this shit. And
Yo,
and
bro, you want some exercise? You about to get it?
Yeah, you
and
about to
like,
get
I
that?
didn't, like, but the thing is, it's also like there's this other dude there with him, and these dudes are like, this dude's like 5'4". The other dude's maybe like 5'10", but he's like a stick. And he comes up, he's like, because they know my name, because they asked my name, because I thought it was going to be a friendly interaction at first.
Right.
And he's like, Byron, look at the moon, Byron. Look at the moon. And I'm like, I'm not going to look at the fucking moon. Like, so you can like sucker punch me? You know, it's like, I'm not. So my fists at this time are like balled up.
Mm-hmm.
And like, because like the other dude, he's doing that whole cocky thing. And I'm like, and they're drunk and everything. And I'm like, there's two dudes. I think I could take them. Because like I said, like I weighed more than both of them combined.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, there's a house with like 3 or 4 other cars there. I'm like, who's in the house? Are they going to hear this commotion come out? What are they going to do? You know?
Right.
So I just very sternly go, gentlemen, this conversation is over. And I just started like backing away from, like I wouldn't turn my back to him. I started backing my away from him. Because I guess I realized it was about to get real serious. And I'm just like, and I just back away until I get probably maybe 50 yards from him before I like turn around and, you know, walk back towards my house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it was really, like, it wasn't like frightening in the sense that like I was scared, but like my adrenaline was going.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean,
I
it
was
could
ready
have.
to start, because I was like, if one of these dudes, and that's what the dude was doing. Like he was trying to distract me to look at the, I apologize about that, guys.
What the fuck?
He's distracting me to look at the moon so they can like sucker punch me or whatever. And it's just like, because at one point he was also like, he's like, yeah, sure, I could pull out like a knife and stab you here. And I'm like, all right, well now I'm really defending. You know, like what's going? So like it was just like a bizarre incident, and it was just really weird, and it made me not like want to walk around my neighborhood because it's like I just don't want another confrontation like that.
Right. Yeah. It's
Sure.
It's not the danger. It's just the hassle.
It's just like
of it.
it's the hassle, because like when I walk by them, like I could hear them talking to each other, but it's like it's also 11 o'clock at night. Like I'm not going to be howdy neighbor. Like you don't
Yeah.
know me, I don't know
But
you.
to be fair, Byron, 11 o'clock at night, you shouldn't have your headphones in. You need to be more aware of what's going around.
I mean,
no.
he
For your
was
safety,
aware
dude.
though. He was aware.
I was
but
aware.
also
There was a third guy that you didn't talk about. It was me. No, but okay. Can we say it's 11 o'clock at night? It's dark, right? You got your headphones, and I get it. You just want to chill, vibe out, right?
Sure.
But it's also putting yourself in situations you can't hear people around you. I know you say you live in a safe neighborhood, but I'm just saying.
Well, like I had like the, you know, my do noise cancel, but also
Right,
does
you
what
have
does the pass through.
Okay,
yeah.
So I had pass through on.
Right.
Like I knew these people were there. Like because when I go walk around, even at night, you know, people will be like sitting on their front porches, like so it wasn't like anything
unusual.
out of the norm.
right. And they were just sitting by their car, and it's just like, but like they started talking to me, and I know they could tell I had headphones in because like it's bleep, you know, it's got the light that's going off on. Excuse me. So it's got the light going off on it. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Sometimes
like,
people want to test you.
Well, yeah,
And once you know, they know you would do something, they don't want to risk it.
well, it's like so stupid. It's like I felt like they thought I was like ignoring them, or like I was like not acknowledging that they existed. And then it's like, but then when he's like explaining why I might be apprehensive towards him, it's like he acknowledges all these points.
knows.
I'm just-
You know that I got the knife on me. Are you scared, huh?
No.
Sure, I come out of the shadows.
No.
Anything gonna be Irie.
No. Guy's the worst.
That's patois, dude.
Not even close.
That's
Not even
patois,
close.
100%.
No.
Let us know in the comments. Put anything down if you think it was good.
Comment if you
Did
think
you
it
do
was
it?
No, I told you. We've had this
Yes,
conversation.
I know. You don't even know you're doing it because you've been doing this whole time, your whole life. You don't even know.
Have I?
Have you ever found yourself in a physical confrontation situation when? Oh no, I know of one, dude.
With me?
Yeah.
Which one?
Okay, we were playing paintball.
Oh, I think
Remember this?
Are you talking about?
Yeah.
The when? Oh,
Someone's dad.
yeah.
That was ridiculous. Okay,
That
this guy
was-
is like the nicest, sweetest guy that I know.
Yeah, and
but I don't know a lot of
hey,
guys.
Your request was not anything crazy. It was just like tone down the language. My son's here, and
Yeah.
he just took offense to. He'd just been drinking too much. Was the
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like talking about fighting him. And I think I came like in the middle of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what's going on? Is this real? Is this really happening? And then he started. He just drank. You're right. He just drank too much, and he was trying to fight you.
He was
crazy. He was listen. We were grown men, and he was.
He's like a 60-something.
Yeah, he's in his 60s, and he was trying to scrap. And look,
so the scenario is we all used to play paintball together. We go to this place called the Farm, which is some property that producer and Matt's parents own. So we go there, we play paintball. We invited some friends, and a friend invited another friend who was an older gentleman, and apparently he had some PTSD during this time of war, and it showed out. No, he was he got into his PTSD, like so.
He's in the military.
He was in it. He kept saying,
I think he meant the streets.
He did keep saying like he was in the military, or he used to be in the military or something.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's
PTSD.
like, why, it's like if you got PTSD, why are you coming to play paintball?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you to go full Agent Orange on me. Like,
yeah. But I mean, he did. We sat him down later and kept on doing what we were doing. But yeah, it was. I mean, I wasn't afraid.
no, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's not only that. I mean, not to be discriminatory, but he was. You were like prime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you were taking karate at the time, working out a lot at the time.
Yeah.
We had been, obviously we're in great physical shape. We were
we
younger.
played, yeah.
And he was, more than twice your age. About twice your age.
Probably twice, yeah.
Yeah. So, and drunk. So, and it's
And
funny
not
when
the greatest physical shape either. Yeah.
I mean, he was in decent shape for an older guy, but the thing is this: it's weird when people are really wasted and they want to fight people who aren't drunk. I'm like, dude, you're at an incredibly disadvantage right now.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know
You don't
who you
think
are.
it. Yeah.
Your shoes are untied. You know what I mean? Like your pants are about to come off.
Yeah.
About to come off. What I'm about to do to you? You don't want to know what's going to happen.
Oh, no.
Your brother and one of our friends got into a fight. Your brother. We went out to your birthday one year. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And a friend of ours got really, really drunk.
Oh, I remember this.
And
I
he was,
remember this.
Yeah. Byron did a lot of my stories. What?
Who? I cut it out.
Kiwi.
Yeah.
And then so he
You
got
talking about
yeah.
What?
And so he got really drunk,
Yeah.
and your brother was sober.
Yeah.
And this friend was like, I could take you, I can beat you up. And your brother's like, hey, listen, you're drunk, just calm down. Very cool, calm, collected the whole
in
time.
the parking lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then our friend attacks him, right? He's like, oh yeah. And then like your brother's kind of just like, get away from me. he like bust ass hard too. On concrete.
Yeah.
And he gets up again and tries again. I'm like, more time. And it was just funny because I hear about this. Your brother talks about it a lot, or a decent amount, where he's like, dude, I could have done anything I wanted. He was so drunk.
He was.
And it's just funny when people are wasted, they want to fight people who aren't wasted.
Well, I mean, there's different levels of wasted too.
He was trash.
Because our friend has those certain levels. He'll get giddy, he'll get aggressive, then he'll get chill. But if he keeps drinking, he'll get back to aggressive, and he got back to the aggressive side.
Oh yeah, I've had to check him on that too because I'm kind of known a badass in the group, guys. Okay, let's be real. Let's be I'm kind of known as the one, like that guy. But when he got drunk, he did the same thing. Like I was at his house, and he would try to attack me from behind, like I'm gonna try to take Matt down.
I like
I
how
always
you,
had to like
I like you dropped the third person. You like to take Matt down. I like.
I mean,
You come for Matt. You better keep.
I mean, let's not look. We're all friends here. Let's just be real about it. If no one wants to be the opposite end of a fight with me, that's just the realness of it. Okay. Let's just be real. Because everyone can handle their own. But if you're in a fight, Hassan, he was talking shit about me, right? It's some of the fights I've been in. And like that would make him joke, like hits from behind that joke because I punched the guy in the ear, inside the head. And I was like, all right, Hassan. I was like, all right, bro. Straight up right now, if you get in a fight, who you calling first? He goes, you. I'm like, shut the fuck up then, dude. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like,
You scrapper.
he's like, all right.
Yeah.
All right. because I'm wild. We've been talking about some bullshit for a while. Let's get into it.
Yeah. What do we got today? What do we got today?
We got who could take me on. I'm just
Everyone. Hermione Granger.
what if they just beat me up right now? I take the both of yous on, all three of y'all, and it's 30 minutes of me. Oh, that's probably what would happen. Okay. Am I the asshole for feeding my daughter's softball team junk at our sleepover? Initial reaction.
Initial reaction.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no. I mean, like kids, like I understand feeding kids healthy and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not against that. But I like a kid like deserves to be a child sometimes. And like if they want to like eat pizza and chips one night, I think that's fine. If it's every night, that's a different story. But if it's like one night on a weekend, I think it's fine. Now it depends on how the story goes.
Exactly.
It could very much be like, yeah, they all had peanut allergies, but I thought Smucker's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches
Or it's-
really hit the spot.
All right, so I got my trash can. I just dumped it on the table. And they're like, whoa.
You ever heard of a low country boil?
Nasty. That's nasty.
I'm going to say the same. Yeah.
Okay.
No, not.
Not the jerk, not the asshole, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. What do you say?
Oh, same.
Okay.
Like it just depends because it could, what? It's just one night, and you could be the jerk, you could be the asshole if you gave as a parent specific instructions. Hey, they're
Yeah.
vegetarian.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Or like, hey, they're allergic to this, like you said.
Right,
Or they
right.
can't eat this, or we stay away from soda. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like some parents are really big about soda. I'm pretty big about soda.
Yeah.
Like I don't like the grandparents will give my kids soda sometimes, and I get like kind of annoyed. I'm like, because I have a strict no soda rule. But as they get older, they're gonna break that rule. Man.
Yeah, they already do.
Okay, here we go. I, 35 female, have 3 children, all enrolled in extracurriculars. My oldest daughter, who's 13, plays softball and has for 4 years. Oh, has for years. I live in a smaller town, so I know other girls' parents, and we are well acquainted. And I can even consider a few of them as friends.
Okay.
We take turns having big, huge sleepovers for the girls at our homes. And this weekend is my daughter's weekend. Okay.
Okay.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's good. Small town.
Everyone knows each other.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had never discussed what we should and should not be feeding the girls. Just allergies and such and so. Well, that's what we talked about.
Yeah, yeah.
So they know about the allergies.
Right.
So we know that. They're not poisoning the kids. I didn't think there was any rules to this. My other child is also in sports, and I have never had complaints about either of their foods they eat where I've hosted their sleepovers before. Just not this season yet. And there are a few mothers, newer parents to the team. She's rambling. Anyways, I had bought. She's rambling. Anyways, I had bought the girls pizza and breadsticks,
Okay.
which I think is normal.
That's super normal for a sleepover.
Yeah. And I had pink or regular lemonade offered for dinner. I also had a bunch of snacks, mostly chips, but I did bake some brownies as well. The next morning, I had just got a lot of Dunkin' Donuts. I just got a lot of Dunkin' Donuts. It's 15 girls I'm feeding, so I figured it was easiest because these type of things feed a lot of children. My children don't normally eat like this either. I just was excited for all the girls at the sleepover at our house this season.
Right.
Anyways, I've gotten some complaints from the newer moms to have joined a group in our group chat and have had them say that I shouldn't be loading their children up on sugar and junk food and how their kids don't eat like that at home.
Okay.
I replied back that it was a sleepover and it was supposed to be a fun event for the girls who just have what's the big deal? They replied back and said the sleepover is supposed to be a fun event, and the girls. Wait, I read that twice. There's a lot.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? They were offended by them. Wait, they offended them. What? Let me read this over. Hold on. I replied back that it was a sleepover. It was supposed to be fun, a fun event for the girls. So what was the big deal? That offended them. They accused me of undermining their parenting and said that their daughters wouldn't be coming over to my daughter's sleepover anymore
That's fine.
unless I decided to feed them better food.
Okay.
This caused an argument because, like I said, no one has ever mentioned what to feed their kids before on these sleepovers, and there was never any rules that everything was fair game. I then again said it was just fun food and it was a slumber party, and a few of the parents agreed with me.
Yeah.
A few hours later, that mother replied with a GC. I don't know what GC in the GC. Oh, group chat. Group chat that her daughter would no longer be coming over to any events at my house since I couldn't see that the fun food was just a different word for junk. Then called me a lousy mother for feeding children all that shit. Then left the group chat. Am I the asshole? No. That was no.
I don't think so.
Yeah. It seemed like it was just one mom that was like, I can't believe she fed my child this food.
Sometimes that one mom gets the other moms. She's like
She's
cool
the carrot.
mom.
Yeah. No, she's new. So
But sometimes the new one's the cool one. Man.
it's true. This is true.
I mean,
She's got the Stanley Cup and she's got like there's not Stanley Cup. I usually have a Stanley. It's not Stanley.
You do normally.
I mean, I think like I don't think she did anything wrong. I think it's valid for them to be like, hey, next time try to feed them something a little bit more healthy. Like that was a lot of junk food, but it's also like I agree. Like it's one sleepover.
Yes, like you said, like
Yeah.
you want the kids to deserve to be kids.
Yeah, and they deserve to be kids, and you can have a valid critique of saying, I believe, we should feed them a slightly better shit, and that's fine too. I think the woman coming in and being like, you're a horrible mother, it's just like
A bit much.
it's a bit much.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And we're only hearing one side of it. We don't know the other shit that
I mean,
happened.
the other mom could be
it's
like,
true.
she gave him cocaine and quaaludes.
I mean, but it's 15 kids though.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of kids.
That's a lot of kids.
Like, I would probably have bought them donuts or something
Yes.
along that, or Pop-Tarts.
The donuts is the only thing that was kind of junk, right?
I mean, pizza's junk food.
Pizza's junk food.
You know,
Yeah.
It's not like bad.
it's
not
very
bad.
normal though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza is a normal dinner
That's
one night
for
a week.
15. That's what am I going to cook them a steak dinner? Like
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
I mean,
Yeah.
when you go to school and they have a party, there's pizza there.
Yeah, it's a pizza
You know,
party.
so it's a normal thing.
Yeah.
Donuts is also pretty freaking normal
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause,
it's
I mean,
just a donut.
So I mean, even on set,
They're horrible for you.
on set, like we have like snack times where Crafty will bring out snacks, and a lot of times for the late snack, it's pizza. They'll bring out pizza because you got a crew of people. People just want some food.
Yeah.
Grab and go food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really easy.
It's
You don't have to think about
ready to go.
Yeah,
You, don't have to have a plate if you don't want.
Exactly.
Like, it can just be
I mean, maybe she should have had like a veggie option, like maybe a veggie tray.
There's tomatoes and pizza. No,
The government declared it a vegetable.
It is. But I mean, I would say that would be my critique was like, hey, maybe next time have a vegetable option. But I would
you the
go.
asshole.
I am. But I wouldn't go to that extent. I mean, I completely understand because like when my daughter has friends over, it's one of the things. I'll be like, hey, do you have any allergies? I'll ask the kid first if they want something in particular because of course they're the guest. So I'll be like, hey, what do you guys want? And if they're like, I don't know anything, and I'll be like, are you guys cool with pizza? We'll get pizza.
dude. My daughter. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say like I'm just thinking of like how Matt mom would be in like today's climate.
Oh, just preparing all the food. and
Well,
stuff?
no, remember Matt's mom? Like we'd go over to Matt's house and her.
Yeah.
Well, we got to bleep out Matt.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
But we'd go, over to his house and like it would just be like so much like food, like the hot pockets,
Hot Pockets,
Pop-Tarts,
Pop-Tarts. Yeah.
And like I feel like that was a great time. That was a fun thing, and like just imagining our mothers like in a group chat going, "Wow, my son doesn't need to eat hot pockets."
Yeah. No.
At least get the broccoli and cheese, and not the
There's a broccoli and cheese version.
yeah.
I was gonna say my daughter. She had her friends over one night, and one of the kids. Has nothing to do with this, kind of, right?
Yeah.
But I made pancakes in the morning for them
Yeah.
because they're like, we want some pancakes, and I'm like, damn, this kid's supposed to be gone. I was like, this kid should be gone.
Yeah.
But they're like, we want some pancakes, make breakfast. So I made like a full breakfast, right? One of the kids is a vegetarian,
Yeah.
right? And so they ate the pancakes, right?
Right.
But he goes, I don't want to say eat, but like the kid goes, these taste like cheap pancakes, like the powder one. You just add water to.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Gore.
Was he some sort of connoisseur?
Yeah, I was like, dude, I was like, they are, bro.
But what other pancakes are there?
I mean, you
I
can make
guess
it from
fresh-
scratch.
yeah,
you can make
from
it
scratch.
But come on, dude.
It would be just the same thing.
I mean,
No, there's like eggs. And
yeah,
stuff, but
you can put eggs in and milk and like butter. Like,
Why do these pancakes not have caviar?
but I was like, damn, this kid called me out, man. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was funny. But yeah, you do get that. You do get parents who are very particular what their kids eat, which is
Yes.
fine. I asked them, like you, I asked them, like, can they eat this? Or they have any restrictions?
Yeah.
And I try to respect that. But I also respect the mom saying, well, she's not coming over.
Yeah,
you don't
that's
have to
fine.
be a bitch about it.
Yeah.
You can just be like, well, okay. And you don't have to say you're not coming over.
Yeah.
Just don't bring your kid over.
Yeah.
I'm really big on not trying to shame, other parents.
Right.
Necessarily.
yeah. I mean, I think the person, the Karen, I'm going to call her Karen in this scenario. She put her on blast in the group chat for no reason. She could have just been like, hey, so and so, next time, can you have a vegetarian option? Can you have a different option? Because this is what we
Or,
do.
Hey, how about this? I'll order some food
Yeah.
for them this time.
Yeah.
Like they can, like you said, have an option. Like I'll bring over a fruit tray from Publix. Or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
I'm just honestly trying to think what this woman thought you were going to do for at least like a dinner option for 15 children. Like,
I mean, maybe she came from a scenario where they had like a gourmet chef.
oh yeah, or the mom's one of those moms like, I'll cook everything.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. It's
because I
no.
mean, like 15 kids, like yeah,
That's a
pizza.
lot.
It's
Yeah.
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
pizza
always
or a
pizza.
6-foot party sub.
Yeah,
you guys
exactly.
choose.
I mean, you also
That would be better though, right? Healthier.
you got veggies in
I
there.
forgot about those Subway party stuff, man. Do you guys remember how popular Subway used to be until that
used to
dude
be.
was like,
Yeah.
Oh, until Jared Fogle.
Yep.
yeah. Till
Yep.
he just found out he
And
was
then
huge-
he tried to blame Subway sandwiches for making him a pedophile.
Yeah.
That's what he tried to. Yeah, he tried
The
to
money,
claim in
right?
court that like he lost so much weight. It's like something about like because of Subway he lost so much weight. Like it somehow screwed up his sexuality or something. I don't know the details, but he basically tried to blame Subway for
He
him
was saying
being a pedophile.
his success granted him opportunities that he didn't have before.
or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous thing, dude.
It is.
You don't become a pedophile.
No, from eating food.
Yeah,
Oh, this foot long really makes me like children.
it's always been in him. Just get more opportunities.
Yeah.
And he's blaming for that.
Yeah.
He's like, you.
But in the end, you're still a pedophile.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
you.
how do you guys feel about? I don't know if you pay attention, but there's a huge collection of people like live streaming, recording videos of catching,
Confronting pedophiles.
confronting pedophiles and beating them up. It's hilarious to me. I don't feel bad for them at all. Of course,
The only problem with it,
The alley-oop one?
I've seen a lot of them, dude.
there's the problem is like there's been some videos where they'll like do that, but it's not the right person. It's the wrong
I've
person.
seen the one guy.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
you know, like
I would hate if they like misidentified me or something. You know what I mean?
yeah, but like they're like harassing these people, and like my thing is like just like leave it to the police.
Yeah.
no,
I mean,
Because here's the thing, like
they're overrun with
you're also putting yourself in danger. Like you
Yeah.
don't know what this dude's like going after children, right? He's willing to meet up with one in public. Like they're not they're not thinking clearly,
Right.
And like you don't know
what
what they're going to
getting
be
into.
bringing to the
Yeah.
table.
but we have to protect the children.
I agree
and
with
I don't
that.
think police. I think their hands are full.
I
and there's a
Yeah.
lot of kids. Obviously, every single one of these videos where they're admitting to it, that's a pedophile that's just been exposed. So I think it's a good thing. You know.
Yeah.
Yes, it might happen where they misidentify Anthony. You know, but it's on video that they misidentified you.
Why are you touching me?
Oh, you're just to my right. Oh, wow, I'm touching you.
I don't know.
Are you here to see?
I don't know. It gets tricky when vigilante justice happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, like
Look at this. Look at this.
because I don't disagree. Like the police don't do enough. That's definitely true. Like, but like when people start, when innocent people start getting hurt, it's one thing. It's like, yeah, we caught a real pedophile. That's one thing. But it's like, but when like two innocent people that we know of have been targeted and hurt in some way, like plus like even if you find out like, oh, that person, you got the wrong guy or whatever, but you've now blasted that they were a pedophile out on, so like that damages their reputation.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to be like, read the retraction of it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah, they can cut through all that stuff. They can recut it and
Yes,
make it
but-
look bad.
Yes, but also when they do misidentify, it's not like it went through the court system where it's really hard to like convince people, hey man, it wasn't me, right? It's just some dude with a camera and like, hey man, you heard it? It's like, no, I'm not. Is your name Robert? No, it's not.
But
Oh,
yeah,
we got the wrong guy.
but okay, but
right?
see, like that happened on Reddit when they tried to identify, I think it was the Boston Marathon bomber. They misidentified somebody, and I think they ended up killing themselves because of it.
With death threats and stuff like that.
Like
People go hard.
like so like there. I mean, it's not just a victimless thing. Like if you fuck up, it isn't just like aw shucks. You know, like there are repercussions to it.
I'm all for it though. If I stand alone on this one, I mean, like I've seen a lot of those dudes get beat up, and I don't feel bad for them.
But
now.
what
You feel bad for those
happens?
guys?
What happens after they get beat up?
A lot. The police are called and they arrest them.
So
The
I
police
mean-
do get involved. So like what they usually do, they set it up. They have all the evidence, right?
Mm-hmm,
And they call the police and then they confront, right? And then sometimes you get ones that are really aggressive and they're like, we'll punch them. It's like, all right, I'll give you an option, man. You can either let me punch you one time or we're gonna fight. And a lot of times these guys, let's be honest, a lot of these guys are pathetic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not in great shape. And they rather take the one hit. And then they call the police on them.
Right.
But usually they get arrested.
Okay.
Usually police are involved in some regard. So the police are involved.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just people. Sometimes they're not, but a lot of times they are involved, and it's like orchestrated. And there are a lot of agencies that have been doing this for years, where they try to trap pedophiles because the police can't do it themselves.
So that's
Right.
a different, like there's like actual organization. I'm talking about like just
Street
like,
justice.
I'm just
But
some
it's
dude
still
on
street
YouTube.
justice. It's a street
It is.
justice with a website.
Yeah,
You know what
but I mean, as long as there's some sort of organization
And
to it,
accountability
Yeah,
to it.
that's
And
the
it's not
the
just
real
like-
thing.
I'm hunting pedophiles for YouTube clicks, you know, like
I don't care what the clicks they get.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is like when you're at that level, like there is no accountability. So like if you fuck up,
Yeah.
you know, like at least in an organization, you can be like, well, you know, XYZ organization fucked up. I can sue them or whatever. But if you as an individual,
You get sued as well too.
yeah,
You
if
can,
they know
but
who
I
you
mean-
are.
You posted a video online. They know
Yeah.
who you are. You know what I mean? If it's Matt V TV, they're like, yeah, it was you. It was me. You know, I'll post a video of me punching a guy. I'm like, oh, I punched the wrong guy. You know, I'm accountable. If I confront him, the wrong guy, I'm accountable. And they usually don't get physical until they have confirmation. The ones that do get physical. I guess I'm just going to stand different on this one, which is fine. But I've always believed in vigilantes. You know,
Vigilantes. Well,
yeah.
I mean, like I said, like I'm not necessarily against vigilantes, but it's like it can get out of hand real quick.
Of course,
Yeah,
I agree. It can get out of hand, and that's why I mentioned, you know, some of them do fuck up and they get the wrong person. But I don't think it like if someone gets misidentified in a video, you obviously saw the video and they got misidentified, so you know they're not guilty. And it's like I said, it's not like, you know, it's not like the Olympics bombing where that guy's life was ruined because the FBI went after him and everybody went after him.
Right.
It's just you and a camera and I got the wrong guy. Right. And yeah, with the Reddit post with the Boston bomber, that sucked. And that's just people. That's just mania. That was just mania.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like that's like the line between like you guy with the camera from a YouTube channel and then like something like the Boston bomber, like it's very fine. And I look like it's a difficult subject, and obviously police and the authorities that should be taking care of these things aren't doing it, and half of them are doing it themselves.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't get in trouble for assault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of times they try not to touch them until they kind of get close to them, and then they you know what I mean, like they like block their way, and then the guys would be like, get out of my way, I'm trying to escape. But honestly,
I've
That's-
seen somewhere.
I've seen it when they straight beat them up.
Yeah.
But they say the guy would say he goes, I'll take the $500 assault fee. I've seen videos with a guy. His thing is he smacks them, and he says like I've been arrested for this plenty of times, and
But see, then that to me is like perpetuating another type of like another course of action that doesn't necessarily need to be taken. Like you already have the guy, you have him on camera, and if
but
they're
don't you think this is a deterrent?
no.
You don't think this is a deterrent for people like looking online because they go like because listen, they're out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're out there.
They're gonna get creative, and they're looking for ways to get in.
that show,
Catch a
Catch a Predator.
Yeah.
Like literally, some of the dudes would sit down and be like, I
I
thought
knew
this
it.
might be. Yeah, it's
I
just
knew
like,
it.
I don't think it deters them.
Yeah, it
I think
doesn't.
it might be on their mind that it's a possibility, but I think
Well, even better, dude. Get them caught.
But what I'm saying is, like, I think once you're to this point where you're contacting children and arranging meetups with them, like that consequence is the last thing you're thinking about.
Yeah, you could care less. Like that, you're laser focused on doing this.
Yeah.
And that's their mindset. I don't think them getting beat up is gonna change their mindset.
I think it drives
they're,
them.
gonna,
I
they're
think
not
it
going to be
drives
like,
them-
wow, I don't like kids anymore, right?
Yeah.
Right. I think it's going to just drive them even further underground where they'll just fester more.
Wait, which one is it? It's not deterring them, or is it deterring them to do something else?
Well, what I'm
No.
saying is, like, if you're driving them underground to fester more, you're not really deterring them. You're making them go another avenue that can be just as, like, it can be actually worse because now it's even more secretive. Now it's even harder to uncover, Whereas if we try
That
to,
already exists. It's not like that outlet already exists for them anyways.
well, I understand that.
Yeah,
like,
but he's saying like you're making it worse. Like they're gonna try.
But that's
They're gonna
like
find
saying,
new
like,
ways.
Stopping someone from committing a crime makes them get more creative.
Okay, but there's a difference
Yes.
between stopping. Okay, there's a difference between like let's say you're a klepto, okay,
Yeah.
and you're stealing. There's a difference between stopping you from stealing anymore, right? There's a difference between that and just beating the shit out of you. That doesn't necessarily
get
gonna teach
arrested.
you. Well, sure,
Yeah.
you might get arrested, you might get beat, but you're also getting beat the shit out. But now it's like, oh, I'm gonna get beat the shit out of. It's like, so now I have to be more devious about my kleptomania because like that's what it is. It's like it's almost like a psychological addiction of sorts, right? So it's not like,
So you're
you
saying-
beat the kleptomania out of
You're
me.
saying it's conditioning them to.
It's conditioning to be smarter
Yeah.
and like hide more.
Yeah.
I 100%.
Or even change up their tactics to where they maybe start working out and they're gonna be more aggressive.
Because because
That's the truth. That's the
What's going
truth.
on, guys? What's going on here?
well, that's exactly what happened with like these white supremacist movements. Is they were getting attacked. I'm not saying like white supremacists shouldn't like get shit on, but they were like getting beat up. They drove them underground, and so they found these other more nefarious ways to get around. So they get on video games and
Well, that's evolution of anything, man.
I agree,
That's
but what I'm saying
evolution
is
of it.
like when you apply that, you're right, it is evolution. And when you apply that pressure, right, you make it evolve that way, right?
Sure.
When there's ways to control the problem without necessarily applying pressure that pushes it in one direction,
But
or one direction.
let's say this guy who does this for his YouTube channel, right?
Right.
Let's say he decides not to do that channel.
Right.
Right. Let's say he's got 12 episodes. Well, he saved 12 children from being sexually assaulted. Right.
I mean, that day, yes.
That day. In
Right,
fact,
but
yes,
what-
that day.
but I'm
But
saying
that's
it's like-
your kid or your niece.
I
your
understand
nephew,
that, but
you're
I'm
like,
saying it's like-
that's a big deal.
That's like a
because that guy's arrested. He's off the streets.
I agree. I get that. But
For
I'm
a
saying it's
time.
like a short-term solution.
Yeah, but what's the solution then?
That's the exact thing. It's like what
Do nothing is what you guys are saying.
No.
right?
I'm not saying
Nobody's
do
saying
nothing.
that. What are you
I'm not saying
saying?
do nothing. I'm not saying do nothing.
Nobody's
I'm
saying
saying
that. That's what
we
exactly
need
you're saying.
better processes.
Yeah.
No,
in
I
place.
think we all agree. I'm not saying YouTube videos beating up these people are the only thing to do. I'm just
no.
saying, like, hey, keep beating them up. Like, there are better solutions, but like, guess what? What happens, right? If you keep doing this, the police have to go, fuck, we got to do something else, guys, because there's too many videos that's happening. and that
honestly-
makes that evolve too.
I mean, sometimes like there is a thing, and I'm not like, I don't want to like equate these two terms because like it holds weight, but there's something called the less dead, right? And so the less dead, like true crime circles, is where like when a prostitute gets murdered, they don't look at like dozens of prostitutes can be murdered, disappeared. The police don't give a shit, right? And it's because they're considered like they're basically in the sort of the eyes of the police considered like subhuman, not worth the time and the effort. They kind of deserve it, culturally. That's kind of how we as a culture kind of view that
Expendable.
thing. Yeah, they're expendable, exactly. And so like it doesn't cause the police to evolve. And I mean, I'm not saying pedophiles are the less dead. Like these are people who are trying to survive in desperate situations, and these are fucking child molesters. But like killing them, making them or beating them up or whatever, like it's not going to make the police evolve to protect them or put in better processes to handle these people. It's just they're going to be kind of like you. They're going to be like, yes, it's fine. And then chaos will reign.
No, dude. I don't think so. They have to do something about it because more attention gets drawn to it. Like you said, like even with Jack the Ripper, it kept on happening. They're like, okay, we got to do something with these dead prostitutes.
Well, the reason
that's what happened.
The reason that happened was because his were so visceral. Like if he just stabbed a bunch of women to death. This
happens with every serial killer, right? They always start at prostitution, right?
Not
always. Hey guys, not always. Not always. But a lot of times they do that because it's easy to get them by themselves, and
the police don't care about them.
No one's looking for them.
Right.
But you do it enough, and then the police had to go. Okay, we have a string.
It's almost most of those times when the police start caring about it. It's either so if you have like what was it not the Boston Strangler. The guys in like California who are like dumping bodies on the side of the freeway.
Oh, I understand.
Like when it becomes public like that, or when they move on to somebody who isn't like a less dead,
I agree.
then that starts to
when it gets public, like posting it on a YouTube that gets 1 million clicks, right? So the more attention that get drawn to it, the more you know it's a problem. Because guess what? Like the people in their big houses aren't paying attention to kids on the street getting molested, right? They're not paying attention. But guess what? When it's blowing up and it's everywhere, you're forced to see it.
But I mean,
right?
it's
been around. Like it's nothing new.
Yeah,
Like
I'm not saying it's new, but we're talking about evolution.
But I mean,
right?
look at counterpoint to what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Look at 8 Passengers. You know what that is? 8 Passengers is that Mormon family YouTube channel with the woman and like not Jody Hildebrand, that's somebody else, but like the woman and like her friend who's like a psychiatrist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like people for years, and this woman has millions upon millions upon millions of views. People for years were saying like the shit she's doing is abusive to these children, and nothing happened until a little boy escaped handcuffed and duct taped with bruises, emaciated because he was starving. Ran like a quarter mile to the neighbor's property and knocked on their door and asked for help. Nothing happened until that happened, that little boy. And when they went in there, they found like another child tied up in like a closet or a safe or some shit. Like, but people for years were saying this woman, like, and there's proof of it on, she makes a channel about it, like how she treats her children and like the abuse she does. And people were like, for years saying like this is wrong, and like the cops did nothing. Her own family was saying shit and the cops were doing nothing. It wasn't until they were forced by the kid escaping. So like I don't think even posting videos on YouTube and having millions of views of some shit going down is necessarily going to cause.
And why would influencers be a career?
Well,
because
I mean,
it makes
money.
money.
They make money.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't necessarily going to push the police to do it.
But that's the exact thing we're talking about, influence, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
obviously she wasn't showing herself beating the shit out of these kids. She was showing like maybe really bad punishment, like, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. But she wasn't showing the real stuff. People were suspecting.
I understand that, but there was enough.
What I'm talking about is actual pedophiles admitting that they were there to have sex with children,
I get
and so that's evidence.
That's fine.
So that's exposed evidence. It's like catching someone. Like murdering someone or trying to murder someone, like they're not going away.
Well, no, there's evidence of her not necessarily beating the kids, but there's evidence of like severe neglect. Like she would like remove doors to bedrooms. Like she made her son sleep on a beanbag chair for like 6 or 8 months or some shit like that. Like, and this is stuff she bragged about. Like there's evidence for neglect. You okay?
With battery?
He shit his pants.
Oh, dude. I just shit my pants.
What's this called? 8
passengers.
8 passengers. I can't remember what her name. Maybe Jody Hildebrand.
I know he talking about this. I know this story, but I didn't watch her channel.
I didn't either.
She's Mormon, right?
Yeah.
I know this.
Yeah, Ruby Frankie.
Yeah, I see.
And Jody Hildebrand. It was Jody Hildebrand. It was the woman she was doing it, like she was abusing the kids with.
All this from a woman having a sleepover for her daughters. No, yeah, we did. We finished it. We went on a long tangent. Yeah, we went sideways real hard.
Yeah. Yeah, we went.
It's
All because you guys are like, no, these pedophiles need to be free. I don't know what you guys.
I
are
didn't say
arguing
they
here.
need to be
Nobody said
free.
that.
No one said they need to be
I'm
free.
joking with you guys.
I just don't think that type of vigilante justice will help.
I don't think that would
I'm
be
all
for
for
them.
it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good content.
Like came up behind one of them and threw him up in the air, and the other guy like stopped.
I know. I knew what you're talking about. Yeah, when
What?
He came, yeah.
What?
Alley-oop.
And the other guy came and knocked him that way.
Yeah. See, I
Slammed
mean,
him. Yeah,
that I don't know.
Hard.
Yeah.
That
It's a team up.
it just
It's an Asian
doesn't
dude, right?
seem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem.
There's a lot of Asian dudes.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, culturally, different things are accepted, right? So you have be wary of any Indians that own hotels because a lot of them are privy to child trafficking. You know,
What?
like child trafficking.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a big because a lot of these cheap motels that they own,
Yeah.
they have a lot of prostitution, and some of them have agreements.
Oh.
You know, agreements because in India the rules are totally different.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know
for
that.
them accepting that, like, hey, man, like they're gonna have sex with a 10-year-old or something like that. You're like, okay, that's pretty normal. That's what I'm used to. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't know the legal age in India. Do you, Byron?
No,
I'm not gonna look that up on my computer.
No, I watched a documentary in college about the child prostitution in India called "Born into Brothels."
Yeah.
That's really good. I mean, yeah, like 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. That's pretty common.
It's pretty common.
At least 20 something years ago. Yeah, there might be a tornado coming this way.
Well, let's wrap it up. Yeah, that's what we just got.
I thought I heard a tornado alarm earlier. You didn't hear that thing earlier?
My brother-in-law texted me. Yeah, let's wrap it up. 'Cause I probably need to get home with this.
Matt, you gotta go anyways, right? It's one.
Yeah, it's past
My
one.
mom's saying tornado warning.
Well, it's a weird place to edit, but
Yeah.
Okay, so we all agree that we
Pedophiles
want it to
suck.
end, right? It's just we agree how it should end.
I mean, like, I just think we need better processes.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't disagree with
Yeah.
that, but this is what we have right now.
yes,
This is the process we have
I'm
right
for it. So you do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
I mean,
but
people are gonna do content and stuff.
we're just gonna agree to disagree on how to punish them.
Yes.
Right. Well, I'm Matt.
And I'm Anthony,
And I'm Byron.
and this
This
is
is
Doors
Doors
Open.
Open.